Recently, I went to Skid Row with Joey Tuccio and KTLA to talk about what's happening with the dogs and the cats that are living there. Joey invited me because I'm the only candidate in Council District 13, and maybe in any city council race, with a decades-long history of volunteering in animal rescue. We did a quick tour, and you don't have to be there long to see it. The animals are suffering because of the pressure that Joey has put on elected leaders using his social media to document the abuse and force attention on Skid Row. Last fall, the city announced a Skid Row Animal Welfare Initiative. So that's a local pilot program between LAPD and LA Animal Services. But if you walk Skid Row today, the reality hasn't changed. The city pilot isn't showing any results on the ground. So dogs are still lying on hot concrete in 80 or 90-degree heat with no shade and no water. And when we finally got one of those dogs some water, he was so dehydrated, he drank like he hadn't had a drop in days. Other dogs were stretched out on the sidewalk like they were dead. Joey's documented even worse: dogs beaten, starved, kept in cages. In any other neighborhood in LA, that would trigger an immediate response. And the cats on Skid Row are hiding under cars, under tarps, sick, breeding nonstop. So when KTLA asked me what the solution was, I said the quiet part out loud. We need to remove the animals and we need to prosecute animal cruelty. And I know that upsets people who see the dogs and the cats as companions to people living on the streets. But when animals are left without reliable food or water, part of the problem is how our system sees animals. They're still treated as property. And there's a lot of subjectivity about what cruelty means. So no one argues that dog fighting is cruel, but a dog slowly dying of dehydration on hot concrete, or a cat giving birth over and over in filth, that gets written off as just a bad situation, not a crime. And that's a moral and policy failure. The city actually once led on this issue. Back in the mid-2000s, Deputy City Attorney Robert Ferber built one of the only and first dedicated animal cruelty prosecution units in the entire country right here in LA, which brought together LAPD, Animal Service, and prosecutors to treat animal cruelty like the crime it is. That task force was disbanded in 2021, and nothing meaningful has replaced it for years. But we don't have what we actually need on these streets: fully coordinated team that is responsible for Skid Row. So here's my commitment. When I'm elected, I will work with the city attorney's office and the county to rebuild a coordinated animal cruelty enforcement team that's accountable to Skid Row. A team that doesn't wait for a viral video. Get the dogs and the cats out of Skid Row. We owe these animals more. We owe them safety and we owe them justice. And I'm committed to fighting for a system that finally delivers both.